as most of you probably know, I work at the movie theater, and I have a boss who also loves movies, so he lends me them from time to time to watch. And this is the next one he lent to me, and I literally knew nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. I just kind of started it blind and was like, whatever, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, today we're talking about Bad Times at the El Royale. Bad Times at the El Royale was released in 2018 and is written and directed by Drew Goddard. Now, this film is, it's complicated to explain, so I'm going to try my best without spoilers, okay? So no spoilers, explaining the plot. I can do this. Essentially, what I can tell you is there's this hotel called the El Royale, and there's kind of a dark history behind it with this kind of gang, sort of. And there's a bunch of characters that show up for different reasons. Basically, there's one who's trying to find, kind of redemption and is trying to kind of live her life. There's one who has money hidden under the floor from like 15 years ago. He's going back to retrieve it. There's a detective because he knows there's something funky going on. And it is interesting. It's a really cool, it's hard to explain. But it's basically like almost a whodunit film in terms of how it feels. It's not a whodunit film at all. It's not. If you're expecting Knives Out, it's not. But it has that same tone, which is something I have never actually come across before. I've never come across a movie that has the tone of a whodunit film, but not the structure of a whodunit film. And I appreciate that quite a bit. As to how I like the film, I really like it. There's a lot of really cool things here. And I first want to talk about cameras and camera kind of techniques. There's this really cool thing that they do with mirrors in this film a lot. They do with mirrors a whole lot. And I'm not convinced as to how they did some of these shots. I'm really not. But there's mirrors in almost every room, just gigantic mirrors, which first of all is a little weird for a motel, but anyway. The cameras are absent in every mirror, and it's impressive. It really is. Next time you watch this, if you've already seen it, or maybe you can recall it if you've seen it before, just think about all the mirror shots there are in this film. There are probably hundreds of mirror shots. My guess is that each one is practical, and they just tilted the mirror a little bit, or they tilted the camera higher a little bit. Regardless, it's impressive. The knowledge that is needed to actually successfully pull it off is quite incredible. So just notice that next time when you're watching, you'll be like, whoa, that actually is kind of cool. It really is. So a mixture of that with also what I think to be multi-camera use. Most films nowadays are filmed with multi-cameras, but a lot television is usually a single camera thing, but with movies there's multiple cameras. But there's so many shots in this film in one sequence. There's this one particular sequence that I'm thinking of that has a mirror being shattered. There's a girl leaning over into behind the mirror. There's a secret room. There's a person in the secret room. There's a person outside the hotel looking in on that room, and then there's also a camera in the room itself. Now they could have done this multiple takes, which is certainly possible. I think it's certainly possible that's how they did that. But my thought is they probably had 4 or 5 different cameras, and they just filmed all of it in where they didn't see the cameras in the other camera shots, which is incredibly impressive. And it worked really well, because I was sitting here and I was like, whoa, I can see what they're doing there, and I like it. It got my creative juices flowing. It made me want to go make a film. But yeah, I thought it was really, really brilliant. I thought it was really, really cool. So that was really exciting. As for the performances, a couple of them are really good and a couple of them are a little sketchy. I think particularly Jeff Bridges and Cynthia Erivo are brilliant. They're absolutely great. Jeff Bridges is such an underrated actor in my opinion. He's brilliant. And he's really good here. He's really good. He plays this father, like a pastor, sort of. It's complicated. And he's just really good at portraying this kind of loving feeling when there's really a tone of darkness behind it, and it's really impressive. And of course, Cynthia playing Darlene Sweet is just brilliant. She's a brilliant actress in this. I've never seen her in anything else, I think, but she's really good, and her voice is beautiful. She sings half the movie. It's great. Chris Hemsworth plays Billy Lee, and that's where I kind of get a little confused. there are so many better options, I think, than Chris Hemsworth for this part. But like, I'm not that I think he did a bad job, because like he was fine, but he was not great. Like, there's certainly moments of like why is he doing this? Like, why is it him? And what makes it even weirder is they got rid of his accent and made it a like kind of weird Southern accent, and it did not work for him at all. I was just like sitting here, I'm like, whoa, this is like the weirdest like mind bend I've ever had in my life, because like, why is he not speaking with that weird accent he always has? And it was definitely a distraction, which you don't want in your film, of course. So I don't really know why they didn't decide to just keep him normal, but they didn't. And that was really frustrating for me, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, this character could be really cool. I think the character is well written. I think the character is well directed. It's just, I don't think Chris Hemsworth was right for the role. I really don't. It was distracting, and like, I'm like, ugh, why is he there? Like Jeff Bridges, I was like, yeah, he's a passenger, easy, which is weird because I know Jeff Bridges from more things than Chris Hemsworth. But I'm sitting here like, that's Chris Hemsworth, just kind of having a little bit of fun. And yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch, but it definitely hindered a little bit of the film. But overall, it is this brilliantly well-directed film of just fun. It's so fun. It's fun to kind of identify who you think is like good, who you think is bad, and kind of mix all that around a little bit. I thought that was kind of fun how they didn't really sell us on who was the good guy per se. I like John Hamm a lot in this too, but he didn't have a lot of screen time, unfortunately. But the movie is honestly quite brilliant. I like it a lot. If you haven't, I recommend you check it out. I don't know where it's streaming or anything, but my boss lent it to me on Blu-ray, so I was able to watch it there. But definitely search for it if you haven't. I'm going to go ahead and give Bad Times at the El Royale an A-. Have you guys seen this film? Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about it. I had a really good time watching it. It's one that I'm thinking about getting for myself. I have a low budget right now, but I'm thinking I might want to pick this one up for rewatch purposes. But it's good. I recommend you check it out if you have not already. And please consider subscribing if you liked what you saw. I would really, truly appreciate it. It helps me out a whole lot, so please consider doing so. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.